Hello everybody, welcome back to Rob's Random Reviews. I'm going to do something a little different this time for you guys. I'm going to do a rant, I guess you could say it, regarding the story behind, Injustice 2 as a whole. Like Injustice 2, all that. So, I'm basically just going to let the game play here, and I'm just going to go on a rant. I'm going to skip, like, all the cutscenes and everything like that. Skip the dialogue between everybody. Normally I don't do that, but I'm just going to skip all that stuff and let you just watch the battle unfold as I basically just talk to you guys. As you know in Injustice, well, actually before I say anything, I'm going to just go and say this video may be a spoiler for you, or if you don't even read the Injustice comics at all, it's not going to be any kind of spoiler because it's just going to give you backstory of the game. Well, anyways, with that said, there could be spoilers for people, so if you don't want to hear it, just click off the video. There may not be, but I just always put a disclaimer on that, so. But basically, the whole story behind the game is, if you played Injustice 1, it basically tells you everything. Basically what happened was, the Joker basically tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane and his unborn kid by using fear gas on him. It's laced with kryptonite, so that way it works on him. And he basically tricks him into thinking that Lois is Doomsday, and he and Superman fights Doomsday thinking it's Doomsday, but it's actually his wife. But since the fear gas is interfering with his mind, basically he kills her by basically taking her into space and letting her go, and then basically the toxin wears off and all that stuff and whatnot, and he accidentally kills her. So that basically starts the whole thing, and then after he does that, a nuke goes off because the Joker basically implanted a nuclear device, like a trigger inside Lois, and when he kills her, it basically sets off a nuke, or I don't even know if it's a nuke per se, but it's a big explosion, and basically takes out Metropolis, kills millions of people in Metropolis, and it's just a huge, devastating blow to everybody. And Beast Boy dies in the explosion. I think Superboy gets injured. A bunch of other people die, and then basically Superman just goes off the deep end, and while Batman's interrogating him, Superman basically comes in and loses it and kills the Joker by shoving his hand through his chest, and basically starts him on a path to being bad because the Joker basically made him kill his family and destroy his entire city. So he's mad. So that's basically what happened. And then throughout the series of Injustice 1, Superman just basically becomes a dictator. He ends up killing a lot of people. He ends up killing not Beast Boy, but he ends up killing Shazam. He kills the Green Arrow. He kills a bunch of main characters. Then he also basically he just goes all crazy and everything. And then you end up killing Lex Luthor in it, and I think that's all the people he kills. But then if you read the comic book, he kills a couple other characters. I can't remember which ones it was. I haven't really read the comic books of late. But he basically kills all these people and goes nutso and basically becomes like this dictator. Then basically the Superman from our universe and the Batman from our universe come over into their universe to basically, and Joker also comes over, the Joker from our universe, and basically starts causing problems and whatnot. But anyways, he does all that stuff, kills them, blah, 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 blah. He makes the Green Lantern join him. Hal Jordan becomes a Yellow Lantern. Basically, Cyborg joins him. A bunch of other people join him. Raven joins him, and then she eventually joins back with her father, Trigon, all that kind of stuff. But they create the regime and all that, which you guys all probably know since you're watching Injustice 2 and playing it. But basically, my rant is about, what I'm going to touch on is, have you ever watched Superman, the original Superman? I think you would call them the original Superman movies with, I just forgot his name, with Christopher Reeves. In one of the things, he actually turns back time. When Lois dies, he actually spins around the earth and turns back time, or he goes back in time or whatnot, and he saves Lois from dying from a rock slide. So And then also, if you watched like anything in Injustice 2, like how you can see the reverse flash, and then you have the regular flash, they can go back in time as well. Like one of the Flash's main moves is going back in time, and basically he goes back to like the Egyptian pyramids being built and all that stuff, and he goes back to the like Jurassic period, and basically he can time travel. So can the reverse flash, but the reverse flash is like a murderer. He goes back in time and kills people so they don't exist. So basically what my rant about this is if they can go back in time, then that means Superman would have no reason for Injustice to begin. I know that it might not make no sense to people saying, oh well, then we wouldn't have a game. Yes, granted, but like at the end of Injustice 2, they could have been like, oh well, Superman becomes good again, and then it has the Flash go back in time and basically just stop the Joker before he does what he does, or attempt to stop Superman before he kills Lois by accident. So basically, it's a big plot hole in the Injustice storyline, because it's like, come on, I mean, they can go back in time. I mean, in the movie Superman, he goes back in time. Even in the video game, they go back in time. Like, it's like, so basically there's a huge hole there. I mean, if you guys believe me or not, but you can just see it if you play the game. I mean, Superman could go back and basically prevent, or have the Flash go back and prevent the future of Injustice to begin from the beginning. Which I know, from a standpoint, people might not be like, oh well, then it wouldn't be a good game. It would still, because then the next game could be like an Injustice game, like not an Injustice game, but like a Justice League game where they all basically keep a closer eye on like the Joker, things like that, just so that the future that happened in Injustice won't happen again, if you know what I mean. So if anybody agrees with me or don't agree with me, you're entitled to your opinion. So I just wanted to basically just, I guess you could say, stir up the pot a little bit, just to get you people get everybody thinking in general. Maybe that could be a new timeline for the Injustice 3. Basically, all Superman gets back out of the Phantom Zone. He's like, oh, well, maybe we can go, back in the past and fix everything. And even Dr. Fate can do that. They can go back in the past and fix things. Sure, it might, like, the butterfly effect and whatnot might affect something else. But, like, the catastrophic thing that happened with, like, the city being blown up, Beast Boy dying and all that stuff. I mean, it doesn't make much sense that they couldn't do that. I mean, it would make for actually a pretty good story twist. If you think so, just put in the comments if you think that would or would not. But also, I mean, they could also, I hope they put, and then on a different note, that rant's over. I just figured I'd throw that out there, be like, hey, the storyline could be changed, and to make it back into a good game, like a good guy game, I guess you say, Superman being good again and all that stuff. But that's just what I think. So whatever you guys want to think about it or have any comments about it, just pop them in the comments, like, subscribe, all that too. But and the last thing I want to talk about is, I'm hoping that with the new content they will put Beast Boy in. I know he's dead in the first one, but so is the Joker and a bunch of other people. Like, Joker dies, and then Starfire got put in the Phantom Zone and all that stuff, and they brought her back. So they can bring Beast Boy back and probably even bring Raven back, which would be kind of cool. That way you have all the Teen Titans. Then make sure to have all the Justice League characters. Maybe bring back a couple more characters that were from Injustice 1. Like Lobo, maybe even, or something like that. Or just bring back those type of people. Maybe even bring back the actual Robin, like the Dick Grayson Robin that gets killed by Damian Wayne Robin. And then that would basically, because I mean, they've done it already. They brought back dead characters, so I'm just hoping that they kind of do that. But like I said, this is just a random rant, so if you guys like the random rant, this is going to be my first one I've ever done, so just let me know if you like it. Comment, subscribe. Just let me know anything that you think would be good or bad about it. And hopefully you guys like the videos. I'll continue to do them as long as you guys like them. Just like, comment, subscribe. And as always, this is Rob's Random Review telling you to have a great day.